Okay, so we're gonna pick up where Kate left off with the last video. So this right here is called your bronchiole tree. Consists of your trachea and then your bronchi. But where Kate was talking about the larynx and the vocal folds with the trachea, so this is what the outside of that would look like. But if we turn it and we go towards the inside, again, so this part at the top here would be called your larynx. At the bottom of the larynx, you have your vocal folds, otherwise known as your vocal cords as well. You can call them either one. And then directly below that is your trachea. So here's what the inside of the trachea would look like. And then if we go here, here is what the outside of the trachea would look like. So if we're going down the trachea, so the trachea splits into two primary bronchi. So here's the trachea coming down, and then the split, so this area right here is called your carina. So we found out last semester this kind of looks like a pair of underwear. If that helps you, the carina are like the underwear. So there's the carina, and then it splits into the right primary bronchi, which is this area right here, so just between here, and then the left primary bronchi, which is right here. So the right primary bronchi is much shorter than the left primary bronchi, if that helps you remember the two. So then after they split into the two primary bronchi, they split into secondary bronchi. So the right side has 3 secondary bronchi because the right lung has 3 lobes. The left has 2 secondary bronchi because the left lung has 2 lobes. So we have, for the secondary bronchi on the right, we have 1 here, and then 1 here, and 1 here. So 1, 2, 3. So those are the 3 secondary bronchi, so here, here, and here. And then if we go to the left, we have 1 secondary bronchi here, and then 1 secondary bronchi here. So just 2 on the left. So then the secondary bronchi further split up into the tertiary bronchi. So for this model, the tertiary bronchi are represented by the different colors. So if any of the colors are tagged, those are tertiary bronchi. So that's where this model stops, but the tertiary bronchi, which Kate is gonna draw out for you guys, would further turn into bronchioles, and then bronchioles would turn into terminal bronchioles, and then the terminal bronchioles would turn into the respiratory bronchioles. So the bronchioles, terminal bronchioles, and respiratory bronchioles cannot be seen on a model, but the respiratory bronchioles then divide into alveolar ducts. So if we come to this model now, so the alveolar ducts in this model are represented by the little black dots in there. So around each one, so a duct is just an opening. So those are alveolar ducts opening up into each individual alveoli. So these little white things that kind of look like marshmallows together. So each individual one is called an alveoli. Inside of each alveoli, there are alveolar ducts. And then a group of alveoli together. So if we look at this whole thing together, all of this would be called an alveolar sac. So it kind of looks like grapes all together. And then there'd also be an alveolar sac right here, and then they would just keep going all the way around. So then you can see the alveolar ducts, the alveoli, and then the alveolar sacs on this model.